for this class. And I'm sure if you're filled with stress, anxiety, and overwhelmed, one of the things that you would most likely like to feel is peace, or to find that missing piece within you so that you don't have to have this anxiety, stress, and overwhelmed. And I thought, well, how great would it be to hear from somebody who was looking to discover peace within or peace around her prior to starting Fear to Freedom, so that she can share her journey and how and what has helped her discover the peace within herself. So let's bring on Miss Isabel. Hi there. How are you today?
Doing well, really well, thanks.
Awesome. First of all, thank you so much for coming on. I so appreciate you taking time out of your day to do this and sharing with others the journey that you've been through. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate you.
Of course.
And, you know, the topic of today's conversation is discovering peace. And I know that that's something that you were looking for when we very first started talking. And so what made you take that leap of faith to set up the call and then also invest into Fear to Freedom? So, we'll start there. What made you do that first?
Okay, sure. I know that I had participated in your 30-day manifestation challenge. Found myself looking at some of the exercises and the things that we needed to do to manifest the best life possible. And I was really intrigued by that. So after that, I did make the phone call and talk to you about some of the things that I was going through. And the first word that came to mind when you said, what do you want in your life? What do you need? What do you desire? The word peace came to mind immediately. Peace in myself, in my family, in my community, all of the uncertain things that were going on in our lives. And I wanted to figure out how to do that. And when I spoke to you, you sat down and went through a few things, and I went, wow, how did she nail that in one conversation? It just blew me away.
and that's funny. And from that conversation, you said yes to yourself, which I know has not necessarily been a pattern of your past. At least I believe that to be not necessarily a pattern of your past. Like saying yes to you and putting yourself first.
Saying yes to everyone else is a pattern. Absolutely. Saying to myself, no, that is a pattern that has not developed. I am actually, as we speak, on my computer right before our conversation, saying no to commitments, which is something I don't do. Let's gather a thing that I really want to do, as opposed to the things that I feel obligated to do because I want to make people happy or make them happy about who I am. I can't change my opinion about what other people think about me by doing something. So those are some of the things that I've learned through the course.
Yeah. So that brings up, like, in the description of this conversation, I wrote, looking for, learn that you have within you what you're looking for from outside of you. And the fact that you said that you were saying yes to everybody else because you were looking to get that peace or that joy or that happiness from everybody else.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Instead, now you've created within yourself versus having to show up for everybody else. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that contribution to others was one of my highest interests of all time. And I run a nonprofit for special needs families, for heaven's sake. I am constantly giving back. I feel wonderful when I'm giving back, but when I come home, I don't want to do anything. I want to just flop in the bed. And my family is very important to me, obviously, because the reason I started doing that was to give back to my own family. And it might sound a little bit selfish, but no, I was depleting my own resources. So doing this and stopping, learning to find the peace within, taking those moments in the morning to be grateful for what I do have before I even put my feet on the floor, saying a meditation, sitting down and just doing deep breathing and releasing. I did that today. I do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so blessed by what I do have. I don't think about, and believe it or not, in a pandemic, I think I feel better than I've felt in many years. And look at me, I'm touching my heart center right now. I feel much more heart-centered. I feel more at peace. I think the people around me are happier to be around me.
That's awesome. Awesome. So knowing you a little bit, and I'm so excited to hear that you're feeling the peace, feel more heart-centered. That's actually my mission, is to really help women turn their struggles into miracles so that they can live from that place of love and kindness and for themselves. And then that emanates to the people around you and your environment. Something I know that we worked on through the program with you was boundaries. And, you shared a little bit just a second ago on how like you were setting boundaries now, with the things that you feel you had to do versus the things that you want to and get to do. Right. So how has setting boundaries shifted for you and helped change your life?
Setting boundaries allows more time for fun in my life. I, as you have learned, love a bit of uncertainty in my life. I love the opportunity to have a little bit of excitement and not knowing what's on the end. My husband likes a very organized day. He likes to look at his schedule and know exactly what is happening at 9:05 and 9:15 and down. And that's okay. Love that about him. What I've learned is that I like to fly by the seat of my pants. And that's kind of hard when you're in a marriage where you are total opposites in that regard. But we've learned to marry those two things. One example would be, if we're going somewhere and I know he wants to leave early, I say, take your own car. I'll take mine. Cool. And we're both less stressed. We both feel better about ourselves. And everybody feels better because nobody is anxious about what their expectations are. And I do understand everybody needs limits and boundaries, as I do. But mine are developing because I'm somebody who's eternally late. Mm-hmm. I am developing the desire to be on time for me, not to get attention when I walk in the room because I'm late. That's not the kind of attention I want. I don't like being early either because I feel like it draws attention. So if I'm going to do it for me, and I am going to take out that schedule, I have a giant to-do list schedule that from now on, I am going to be putting my stuff on, not my entire family stuff, just so I can schedule joy, because that's important to me. And scheduling my peace time, scheduling the time to be with the people I love. So peace, joy, and love. Absolutely.
Cool. Well, something you said brings up, I think, from day 2, where we talked about understanding your anxiety or fear or stress or what all of that, the behavior you're looking to get rid of. We talked about the 6 human needs, and not that we're going to rehash and go through that all again, but in the Fear to Freedom class, we really talk about them, how that plays in your family, how understanding your needs and understanding their needs and maybe your children's needs. How has learning that on a much more deeper level than we shared here, how has learning that helped you in your life?
Well, I tend to be a very analytical person. It doesn't show as much in my older life now, but I love having a list of things. Like I like my 6 categories, like you said, or the 10 things or whatever. And I love to go, somebody has a need for certainty. Somebody has a need for love. Somebody needs significance. And I'm sitting there thinking these things through. It may not look like that, but these are tools, again, that will help me to follow through and to realize and have peace in myself, realizing that this person is this way and it's okay. Take a deep breath. And I actually just told my husband that today. You're having a little anxious moment. Okay, I want you to take a deep breath and pause, let it in and out, and think before you respond. And I was like, wait a minute, where did that come from?
That's awesome. Awesome. So if you were look back to where you were before we started working together, and I feel like you were already on a bit of a journey before we started, but I know that Fear to Freedom was a big part of your journey. If you were to look back to where you were before we started and where you are today, what do you feel has been your biggest transformation?
I would say I was on the cliff looking at the future, knowing that I wanted to make a change and not knowing what the correct vehicle would be. And I would say that with your guidance, maybe you gave us the wings to fly off that cliff and land on a new horizon where I feel like I'm in a good place. The sand was soft when I landed. Let's put it that way. I love to
Mhm.
walk on the beach, and that's another thing that I've added to my list, making it a regular point that my husband and I walk together, that we have fun together, and having that place where I am. I do feel like I've landed in a new location that feels better despite the uncertainty in the world. I feel that we do have a more certain, peaceful place right now.
That's awesome. And if you were to give advice or one saying or something to someone that is really maybe wants to make that commitment to make the call to me, but hasn't made the call yet, what would you say to them?
Hmm. I might I might look at a quote or something from one of my favorite people. I love to collect quotes, and I know that Richard Bach in Illusion said, "There's no such thing as a problem without a gift for you in its hands, and we seek those problems because we need those gifts." And I think that I found a gift from the darkness in my life, and the things that I did not express or deal with in the past, and this class has helped me to deal with those things and leave them in the past, forgive them and move on, give them hugs, give myself a hug as a child, and forgive myself and tell her it's going to be okay. We're going to bring her through this, and allow me to have the fun with my life and to enjoy every day. We never know how much time we have left, and this is important. And every day is a gift. We get gifts from the trials and the challenges in our lives. And I do feel that I'm actually saying that to other people too, so that we can teach other people what we have learned through this. So I basically, that's what I'm doing right now, right? I'm teaching other people what I learned.
That's awesome. And it is true. I believe every struggle from our past, every dark side of our past, is our miracles in our life. I mean, so basically what you just quoted is my mission, to help women turn their struggles into miracles. So for you that is watching, for you that is on the fence and haven't made the commitment to yourself, give yourself this gift of taking care of you, and schedule your call with myself. Go to callwithbrenda.com, and let's see how we can unfold your gift, and you can land in a place that feels great to you. So, Isabel, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate your time, taking time out of your day to be with me today. I love you. I love listening to your transformation. I love listening to your quotes and your magnificent words of wisdom that come out of your mouth. They're just always so beautiful. So thank you for being you and showing up for yourself. Thank you. Thank you.